We bring you 7 things to know for the day.
And the first one is the snow is moved off towards the east. Now we are just left with some slick road conditions this morning, and up to 4 inches of snow fell across the tri-states all the way through early this morning. We'll talk about a little bit of warm up this weekend, but there's more winter weather to come.
And number 2, new results from the Iowa Democratic caucuses show Pete Buttigieg and Bernie Sanders with a nearly tie vote right now, with almost all the votes counted. But the race remains too close to call early this morning, with 97% of the precincts reporting. Party officials were scrambling to verify the remaining results even 3 days after Iowans gathered at the caucus sites across the state on Monday to begin choosing the Democrat that will take on President Donald Trump coming up in November.
Number 3, the Republican-led Senate voted to acquit President Trump on 2 articles of impeachment, abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. That closes a nearly 3-week-long trial focusing on the president's dealings with Ukraine. Utah Senator Mitt Romney was the only Republican to cross party lines. President Trump tweeted that he will make a public statement today from the White House to, quote, discuss our country's victory on the impeachment hoax.
And number 4, today is the deadline for the Democratic presidential candidates to qualify for the 8th debate in New Hampshire coming up tomorrow. Qualifications include polling and donation thresholds. Thus far, 7 candidates have qualified. The New Hampshire primary is Tuesday.
Number 5, the House will vote today on a resolution to disapprove of the Trump administration's new Medicaid block grant plan. The plan would let states apply for a waiver to reduce Medicaid spending by converting part of the funding into a block grant. The resolution isn't likely to be taken up in the Republican-controlled Senate.
And number 6, Hollywood legend Kirk Douglas, who starred in more than 80 films, has died at the age of 103. Douglas was nominated for 3 Oscars but never won. Douglas continued acting after suffering a stroke back in 1996.
And number 7, 2 more planes with evacuated Americans from China, where the coronavirus started, are expected to arrive at military bases in Nebraska and Texas today. All passengers will be quarantined for 14 days. There are at least a dozen confirmed cases of coronavirus in the U.S.